All right, I'm on. Hello, how are you? How is everyone? Hey, hi. Hey. Ooh, hold on. Good morning. Well, no, good evening. It's late. I've had a crazy, busy day today. It's been nuts. Hi, everyone. How are you? Welcome. I'm going to give everyone, hey, Dawn, hey, Wendy, hey, Bridget. I'm going to give everyone a minute to come in while I try to get myself. Can you wish my friend Mike Hunt a happy birthday? Austin, are you this is Mommy Scopes Confessions, and it's for mommy. So I hope your friend has a happy birthday, but instead of me wishing him a happy birthday, you should be spending it with him and not listening to mommies talk about mommy stuff. So have fun. We will talk to you another time. Hello, I'm going to give everyone just another second to come in. I don't know if everyone, okay, I think he left. Is everyone here? I've actually been so busy today. As you see from this morning, I spent the morning at my daughter's soon-to-be college, and then it was just running around all day, and now I'm making cow costumes for tomorrow. So I'll show you really quick. Hey, thanks for the hearts. So this is what I've been doing. See? I'm making, those are going to be for my 4 small ones, and then my 1 teenager's not coming with us. And then I have the ears that are drying. Aloha! You got the poo hearts. They're chocolate. They're chocolate. Oh, thanks. No, I'm not. This is the first time. Hey, Betsy, this is the first time that I've ever done this. And apparently I didn't leave. Okay. Well, now you're blocked. It's like, I don't understand why guys want to hang out and watch Mommy Scopes. Yes, he has to do the cow thing. It's so much fun. And apparently, like, people have costumes and they save it every year. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just trying to pull it together, last minute, but, I don't even know. I'm going to be up late. It's been crazy. Hey, Kristen, how are you? Are you going to participate tomorrow? We're going to go to the one near me. So we have, welcome to Mommy Scopes Confessions. My name is Amy Weiler, and I host Mommy Scopes twice a day on the weekdays. She must have a TARDIS. Yeah, right? Free food. And Mommy Scopes is just an awesome place where we get together as moms from all over, to just support each other, to check in, to say, hey. Mommy Scopes Confessions really started as a place that we could go right before bed, before we get rid of mommy guilt, and start thinking about all the things that we should have done and we could have done with our kids, and start thinking about all the negative that happened with our day. We just kind of talk about, just about being a mom. If we had a bad day, we're going to be here to encourage you and stuff like that. Sometimes we have topics, sometimes we don't. But this isn't YouTube. This is a two-way conversation. I want you to comment. I want you to talk to each other, and I want you to connect with the women here. If you're new here, please put new up and put your name so I can say hi, and everyone else, hey, Tina, can say hi as well. And I encourage you, if you're not following some of the moms in here, follow them, get to know them. There's some awesome scopers here. And the group, there's over like almost 170 women in the group. It is like growing. Just the other day, we were only at 120. And it's just, word is getting out, it's growing. And as much as I would love to be able, hi, Nikki, how are you? Welcome to Mommy Scopes. It is awesome. And, we're going to list our scopes every day. And, every day is busy, and I'm not always able to get on every single person's scopes. I know. All the time. So I encourage you to go on there, check them out, check out these women, connect with them. They're awesome, and they want to connect with you as well, and they're real. That's one thing I found about this community. And one thing I found about this app is you have no choice. New Shalita, mom of 2 and homeschooling. Ooh, I'm a homeschooler too. That's awesome. Is that there's really like no opportunity to be fake here. Like, you might be able to on other types of platforms, but on here it's kind of like, it is what it is. The dog runs away, you know, the kids are screaming, you know, stuff like that. So that's why I really, really like this community. If you haven't joined us on Facebook, go to Facebook and join. We are facebook.com/groups/MommyScopes with an S. Or you could go on Twitter and look up the hashtag MommyScopes, and you will see everyone that is scoped with the hashtag MommyScopes will show up. And that's a great way to just see what we're talking about and what we're hanging out about. This is much needed. It is. Periscope is new. You're new with 6 kids. Baby goes to college in September. Me too. My baby goes to college in September. Well, not the baby. Well, she's my first baby. She goes to college. Yes. Thank you so much, Pepper. Before I talk, I want to ask if Christine Johnson is in the house. I did not see if she went on really quick. She usually does come to Mommy Scopes Confessions. If she's here, I want her to put up that she's here because I really want to talk to her today. I saw her scope. There's only like 2 or 3 scopes that I was able to see today, and I was so upset. I saw all your notifications, but I was either in a place. Yes. Okay. Good. Good. I am so glad. So don't go away. Don't go away. Okay. She was wonderful today. Wasn't she wonderful? And I really wanted to talk to her today. And I want you ladies to, okay, so I'm going to totally be hypocritical and contradict myself when I say this. And, you know, I don't want to call anybody out, but yet I want you to be open and honest. Her scope touched home to a lot of people, I am sure, today. And I saw the vulnerability in her when she scoped. And I saw the tearing, and I saw the confliction in her because her topic wasn't an easy one. Number 1, it was hard what she went through with her family and her daughter. Number 2, I know she was struggling with the possible judgment and the backlash that she could get for even speaking about it. You didn't get to see it, Wendy. Okay, so Christine, would it be okay if I do a little recap? If it's not okay, then I won't. Who was this? I missed it. So Christine, 99, I believe, is her handle. Her name is Christine Johnson in the group. And she's very active in the group. She was the one that was scoping in the closet with her Snap Pea Crisp review just the other day. But I didn't either cut off. Okay. All right, so Christine, whenever you want me to just be quiet about it, you let me know. Please catch the replay. Well, she talked about an issue that she had in her house over the last 6 weeks or so that's been bothering her. And it had to do with children and social media, and specifically children and pornography. You know, she's a homeschooling mom, and she's diligent over what happens with her children. You know, and that's one of the reasons a lot of us moms homeschool is we want to really capture and hold the hearts of our children because they're exposed to so much at such a young age. And okay, so she was talking about, you know, how she struggled whether or not to give her daughter's 14 a cell phone, you know, because she, you know, and I struggle with it too because that's how people communicate. But yet, she didn't, you know, want her to have access to all that right at her fingertips, you know, when she had parental controls on the Kindle and da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, yes, I'm not going to tell it all. But lo and behold, you homeschool, that's awesome. Her daughter found a way. As in Jurassic Park, that I can relate anything. I have any life experience. I can reference Jurassic Park or Seinfeld. Life finds a way. And those dinosaurs found a way to reproduce in the original, and kids find a way to do what they want to do. And her daughter got a hold of it, and her daughter started watching it. You know, to what extent, I don't know. She'll explain it. And one of the first things she said, and she kind of put a disclaimer up beforehand, which really broke my heart, but it's so true, absolutely, was that she was thankful for this group, and I appreciate her talking about that, but she was thankful for this group because it's a no-judgment group. And I knew exactly what she was thinking about because we've had issues in our home, too. And many people don't know. It's, you know, just something that has never been talked about. Well, I mean, I'll talk about it to people if they ask, but like, it hasn't been brought up in a situation, you know, but she was afraid of the judgment. She was afraid of the backlash. Okay, so if you have had an issue in your home with this, I want you to say, put up, raise your hand emoji, because I want Christine to see this. Okay, this is for Christine. This is one of our girls. We're going to be your Aaron's and we're going to be your hers. And if you feel comfortable enough, I want you to put up that hand in your comment, okay? And I want you to say, yes, meaning we had issues in our home. See, Christine, you are not alone. Thank you. Number 7E55EE, can you, what, honey? It's a woman? Okay. Yeah, okay, so her biggest fear was the judgment on it. And you know what? She had a right to, because she was afraid of the judgment her daughter would get. You know, a lot of people, even in the Christian community, the homeschooling community, all over, everyone, they're also ready to point the finger and say, well, your daughter's a bad influence, and your daughter's a bad influence, and your daughter's a bad influence because, I love that the hubby, he does. Like, he doesn't want dirty men in here either, and he wants to keep it safe. So he's not, like, creepy stalking you guys. He's actually on the back end, and if he sees somebody that's weird, he's going to check him out, and he'll block him himself. So thank you. See, it's all over. So Christine, you know what I'm saying? We've had issues too, but that's the thing, is we're so quick, you know, the society, we're afraid to talk about it because we don't, I mean, I know her daughter personally. She was in one of my classes for co-op. Yes, nobody wants to talk about it. And her daughter is sweet. And you know, if I see her daughter again, that would never even cross my mind. Because you know what? If you haven't had issues with it, it's coming. If you raise a bunch of kids and they've never had issues with it, then you don't know about it. But I think it's almost impossible to have children in this day and age have social, unless you're hiding them in a hole. And I'm talking about like underground, and then CPS, that's a whole other issue, okay? You're either going to have an issue with it, it's coming, or you have your head in the sand. And I'm sorry if I get an email saying that I'm judging. I don't mean to judge. I'm just being honest. I think I'm being honest. Like, it's part of life. It's saturated, and it's impossible, and it's naive to think, you know what, my daughter's good, my son is good, you know what, like, come on, you know what I'm saying? It's not our failing. Yes. And you have to understand, it's all over. And it's natural curiosity. Does it mean it's right? No, it doesn't mean it's right. It's all over. So you have something that's all over. You have something that it's a natural desire. Thank you so much. Yes. You know, we're made for relationship. We're made to be in relationship. As women, we are made. Yes, exactly. You know what? It's never too young to always think about this stuff. Yes, we will. We will continue to pray. Yes. So, you know, we were made to be in relationship. Women were made to be in relationship with men. So it's going to be an issue. Exactly. So there's something that is going on, you know, they're curious, there's pictures, they want to know. Yeah, exactly. To say that there isn't a problem out there is being naive. To say your children aren't going to look and look twice and look 3 times is wrong. It's just too easy. Someone scope out how to talk to your kids for the first time. I know, it's true. So Christine, this is to go out to you tonight, because I didn't get a chance to watch everyone's scopes. And your title really caught me, and I forgot exactly where I was watching it. Exactly. But I wanted to, I was talking to my husband about this, and I was like, I wanted to just run to your house and be like, we've had issues too, you know, like it doesn't mean that you don't have a perfect family. It doesn't mean that your kids are bad. And I wanted to ask all the girls here and let you know that you're not alone in this. Don't ever think that we're going to be here to judge you because of something like that. Because I honestly, think it's a normal, now you want to do a private scope tonight. Well, hey, you know, we're here for you. We are here for you, Pepper. It is something that people struggle with. Another thing, we suffer from anxiety. That is another big issue that is struggled with in the dark. And I'm not saying that because everybody struggles with it, it's like, okay, oh, well, you know, it's okay. No, it's not. It causes a lot of problems. Yes, exactly. It causes, Christine handled it perfectly. She talked to her child. She got to the matter of it. And then she was proactive about it. And that's what we have to do. She handled it right. She handled it with grace. The world would call it helicopter parenting. And if that's helicopter parenting, you go, girl, because I would love to, you know, someone says I'm a helicopter parent. Yeah, you bet your butt I'm a helicopter parent, because there's too much out there fighting for my child, and I'm going to be darned if I give up, no matter what. I'm going to fight for them till the day I die. Exactly. Helicopter on. Absolutely, Betsy. I can't stand it. I cannot stand it. Exactly. So, Christine, I don't know if you're still in here, but we've got your back. We love you. You are dealing with an issue that we are all dealing with. We all have dealt with. And you know what? some of us might not be there yet, but their time is coming. And I don't mean it in a judgmental way. I mean it in a way that, you know what, it's a part of life. And it doesn't reflect you, and it doesn't reflect your parenting, because social media is just, it's all over the place. It's in video games. It's everywhere. You can't even go to the mall without seeing, oh my gosh, they were showing, I don't know if it was Victoria's Secrets or it was, right? Wasn't she amazing? Watch her scope. I don't know, or it was like Aerie, but they were showing like the butts, these like 12-year-old butts, and they have like, and I had to take a look, and I was like, I don't think my butt ever, okay, so I'm a woman, so I'm looking at her hiney, and I'm like, I don't think, I'm just stopping in the mall, staring at the picture, and I'm like, I don't think my butt ever looked that good, even before I had kids. Like, what? And then I'm like, why is this picture in the mall? I mean, it's everywhere. So, I mean, like, it's horrible. It's really horrible. But we as parents, you know, when these things come up, just when we think we have everything under the control, boom, they pop us with a new one. And the best way is just to dive in head first. We talk about it. We're very open about it. I'm very open with everything about my girls. And I will be with the little ones, too. I am for real on the first time. Talk, please. Oh, yes. I know, those stores are horrible, right? It's like I could use help, too. So, Christine, I wanted to give you a special shout out because I think a lot, as you saw, a lot of parents have struggled with it. A lot of parents will, and a lot of us don't know what to do about it. And it's not like you could go out and have, like, coffee with your friend at Panera and be like, yeah, well, you know what, I called my daughter, da, da, da. I mean, like, they're going to be like, you know, so that you do it here. You come here and you do it here, and there's no judgment because we've all been there and we've all done that, and we love you and we want to support you. So that is actually, I took up all the time. That was my highlight of scoping. There's so many other scopes. Yes, they are. They are in deep bondage. The highlighting of the scope, I really just highlighted Christine's today. I saw Cindy's. Cindy, for some reason, I think Cindy, like, is my mind reader. Oh, okay. I saw Tina's. Yes, wasn't that amazing? I was doing something and had my phone in my hand, and the Periscope app was up. Okay, this is what happened to me today. And all of a sudden, I hear, and I don't know what, she was saying something, and I look up. Okay, so just be careful, too, even with this Periscope app. Because I don't follow people on here, and they're showing up in my feed that's live. And so I had the app open, and I had my hand on my phone, and I was moving stuff around the table, and I hear this thing, and it was some, like, psychic reader doing psychic readings for people over the scope. And I'm like, oh my God, so I didn't want, like, I wanted to get off because I didn't want her to see, oh, polka dots and wishes join, let me read your hand. And I'm like, you know what, hey, you want to read cards? You got in that feed too? Is that weird? I don't know what the heck. I don't know, but it shouldn't, if someone shared it, it shouldn't still show up in your live thing, right?
Yeah, well, because they suggested it for years.
Really? Is that it? Well,
they send it to all their followers. It shows up.
Well, they need to stop that. You know what? What you want to do in your own time is up to you. You want to read, like, tarot cards, that's fine. I'm not here to tell you, like, you know, I don't agree with that. But at the end of the day, I don't have to give an account for what you did. I have to give an account for what I did. And I don't want none of that. So that really freaked me out because I was like, how did they end up in my feed? And I don't want these, right? It's crazy. I don't like that. So, yeah. So just be careful. Be careful what's in your feed. Because if you think, oh, only people I only follow mommy scopers, and then your kids, you're going to have some wackadoo, you know, sacrificing turtles or something to who knows who. Because people like to share. Yes, exactly. Don't, yep. Periscope safety. I know. There has to be a better way to do that. There has to be a way that, like, I know it's very new. Do you have a blog that you linked your Periscope through? No. I had several people ask me if there was a blog. I was a blogger for many, many years, and I got out of that. I left it very abruptly, and I don't plan on going back into the blog world. It's something that I left behind. I don't want to enter that. I like this platform. If it starts getting nasty, like the blog world kind of did, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't play like that. I like it because it's new, but no, I will not be blogging. But I do have my Mommy Scopes Confessions on my YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is Mommy Scopes. It looks kind of like bland right now. I haven't had a chance to really do it. Can you say why you quit? She opened it and saw a guy's junk. Oh my gosh. My husband's laughing. That is not funny. That is horrible. And he needs to be smacked and his mother needs to be smacked.
Pepper, I saw her in Ryan's Scope earlier today.
Pepper, my husband saw you in Ryan's Scope the other day. He said hi. Yeah, I know. That was gross. I quit Melanie. Melanie asked me why I quit blogging. I got very discouraged. I blogged for many years. I started blogging before blogging was cool. I didn't like what the blogging world became. My blog really never got used. I tried to monetize it and it just never worked. I wanted to use it for a women's ministry and that never worked. Well, it did work. It worked really well. I never monetized it, but I really got to speak to a lot of people. But I started seeing a lot. You know, the higher up you get or the more bigger you get in something, the more you see behind the scenes. And I started seeing people, Christian people, sell their souls to make $1 or sell their souls to fame, sell their marriages, sell their children for fame and fortune and making, you know, and I really got tired of them writing one thing, but I knew the whole story. And a lot of people could say nobody's perfect, and I understand that. And a lot of people could say I was passing judgments. And you know what? Maybe I was. But there was a lot. It was just very discouraging for me. It was something I couldn't stomach. I'm very careful over who I take advice from. And I'm very careful over who I let into my family and who I let into my life, you know, personally. Because you just never know. And it was just very disheartening for a long time. I walked away from all my commitments. I lost my blog domain. I didn't renew it. And it just years of work just disappeared, gone. You go on, I blogged under Gigi. I was Gigi's Place, and you go onto gigisplace.com, and it's like some health thing now, you know, which is really sad for me, but it was kind of like, it was a God thing. It really was a God thing. And then I totally threw myself into my business, and then Periscope comes out, and I like this platform better, and it's one of those things where it's not costing me money. I don't have to have a domain, and I could just never come on here again if I just need to get off. So I'll never go back into blogging. I do have a Blogspot blog from my old work, so many years ago, before, I know, isn't it great, Pepper? Before everything, and that's when I did. Exactly. I have an original blog that still is my original work when I just blogged to blog. And, oh, you're welcome, Melanie. And I go on there, but there's no pressure to blog. I'm not interested in SEO. I can't stomach any of that anymore. I wanted to talk to you today about goals. I posted a picture earlier today. Oh, thank you so much. I know I would miss you guys. Like, I think of you guys as like my friends now. Exactly. I just blog for fun. I like it. I love to write. I'm more of a writer than a speaker. So, not that I'm a speaker, but, you know, so for blogging was great, you know, I've always journaled, so I still go on my blog spot. I used to be called the Gap Girl at blogspot.com, and my old stuff, it's not even, like, pretty, but it just has my work on it, so it's nice. But I posted saying that my goal is to make a life for me that I won't need to take a vacation from. Oh, you are a speaker for sure. Oh, thank you. Always keep my interest. Oh, you girls, man, you're great. Failed. Remotivate day. I didn't even name my day. Isn't that even bad? I didn't even get my act together enough to name my day. You would never know that you don't like to speak. I like to speak, but I think I'm a better writer. I think I had to MC. I've MC'd a couple conferences and stuff like that, and I felt very awkward behind it. Like, I felt very nervous, so accomplished. That's awesome. Can you name it? If you had to rename your day tonight, would you still be able to name it accomplished? I find that fun. But I wanted to talk to you. Yes, you speaking is so real. Oh, thank you. You're a better writer also. I don't mind standing in front of people, but I prefer like one-on-one, and that's why I really adore this. Because I feel like I'm really one-on-one with all of you. That's my thing. I used to write for Heidi St. John a lot, and when she would be on East Coast, I would go to her places and help her. And that was my thing. I was like, you do the speaking, but I just want to talk to the women. I just want to sit down and have coffee with these women one-on-one. And I'd work her boots, and I'd be like, tick, 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 tick. I loved it, you know? So that's why I kind of really like this. If you put me in a room with 200 people, I don't know what I would do. I'd probably just be like, ooh. But you're still at it. Good, you have time. We have a couple hours left of this day. Who needs to sleep? Isn't Periscope amazing? And it helps you kind of get over your fear of speaking. Yes. But we're going to talk about goals. And I mentioned, I found that saying, it wasn't my saying, but it was on Pinterest. And I loved it because it really made you think, like, it's cool seeing you wearing a t-shirt. Me? Oh, I know. This is my pajama shirt. Okay, that's why. And I have my pajama pants on. Keeping it real. Yeah. But I found that, and I really like that little image. And I like to talk to people, so I find myself talking to anybody in the store. And I'm starting to find that, are those Minnie? Yes, they are. Of course they're Minnie Mouse. I'm a travel agent. I wear Minnie, Mickey, everything. But I find myself talking to a lot of women, and around my age. I'm 39, so I'm talking probably about the age group of about 38 to 50. Love 10 o'clock scope, keep it real, PJs, exactly. So this is the age group that I'm talking about, but really it applies to any mom, even if you're just having love Disney. Even if you're just having your children, and they're all little, and you're in your 20s, think about this, because even though you might think that you might never sleep, you might never stop picking up those Cheerios, the diapers will never end. If you keep on having children, they'll never end. Trust me, I know from experience. But I thought it would never end, and I'm potty training. See, I still keep on saying I'm potty training. I'm not potty training. I'm going to. So I'll be rid of diapers. So I think every woman finds themselves in this position. So if you know anybody right now that could talk about goals and finding themselves after mommyhood, I want you to share this broadcast with them and let them come in, because this is where we're really going to get down to the nitty-gritty as best as I can without being distracted, because I don't have any notes. So I'm totally winging this. So you can press on the number to share, or share on Twitter, share with your followers, share however you want. But I have found myself lately talking to a bunch of women who are lost. And I'm realizing we have a whole generation, and I'm talking my generation, or like within the 10 years all day that I have no goals. I'm finding myself. It's amazing and blessing my family. Absolutely. So Betsy, you're going to really relate to this post. And maybe you can do a Periscope on this too. Because there's a lot of women out there struggling. There's a lot of women out there, awesome women, awesome mothers, and whether they're homeschooling mothers, whether they're public school mothers, but they're now like 40, 41, 42, 40, all the way up to 50, lost, not thinking they have any value. The world already discredited them because they have one wrinkle on their face and they're not 20. Finding jobs is hard because they're old, okay? Their kids are older. And I have kids ranging from age 18 to 3. So most people around my age or a little bit older are kind of getting the empty nest. Because I had so many, I'm not there yet. You're 41, exactly. So I'm finding that to be a struggle with a lot of moms. Their kids are growing up. They're in high school. They stopped having babies, so their little ones are getting older. And they realize that for the last 20 years, what have they done? And I don't want anyone to think that mommyhood isn't justified or mommyhood isn't beautiful, because it is. If I had one thing to do in this world, it would be to have my children and raise my children. But we all know realistically in life, our children grow, okay? And no matter when we have them for a little time needing us for, in retrospect, very little. And so even if you're not at that point yet, you might be one day. So just hear me out a little bit. Don't be so quick to leave, because I'm telling you, they grow up quick, right? And I talked to a lot of women. One of them actually was from our co-op. And she was almost in the verge of tears because she had a lot of kids. She had a large family, and she thought her house would always be full. And within a matter of 2 years, her house was empty. They all just bam, bam, found themselves, went to college. Exactly, Holly. A blink of an eye and they're gone. And she's saying, I don't know what to do with myself. I don't know what to do with myself. And here she sat, and she was a little bit older because, again, her kids, her youngest was just graduating, and they were older. But she had a plethora of knowledge. She had so much to offer the world, but the world devalued her. Think about it. Our society today, what does an older woman have to offer? Nothing. They think nothing, right? And I said, oh my gosh. And I said her name, and I said, I want to hear your stories. And she would tell me all that this life is a vapor. And she would tell me all the time about the amazing miracles that happen in her life and the provisions and how God healed this and that. And I'm like, you need to write a book. She's like, no one's going to want, no one's going to want to read it. And I'm like, I want to read it. Write it for me. Even if you write one chapter at a time. I said, you don't understand. I've always valued older women. For some reason, I was always an old soul, and I always went to them. I don't have a very good relationship with my mom. That's a very long story that I'll get into another time. So I really don't have a mom. So I really crave that mother type feeling, that Titus 2. That's something that I really seek out in older women from the church, because I realize that I need that. Like, the more older I get, the less I know. So I think right now that there's a place in this world of hundreds and thousands of women that are lost. And I said, well, how did they get that way? And I think this world, again, this world is a great world. You have no relationship with your mom either. Yes. And it's hard. Do you seek out that type of relationship? I want to wait much longer. Some older mean that you have the ability to be the mom you don't have. God is good. He is good. He is good. Yes, we all need mentors. Holly, you are right. Forgive me if I don't read all your comments right away. I'm going to go back in the replay and read them. Exactly. I need that, because that's, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't want to pretend I know what I'm doing, because the kids, they have a way to prove you wrong, right? Another live scope without me doing a thing. I know this app is weird. But anyway, not to get off topic. I totally forgot what goals. And I said, well, where do we get this way? And I think, we live in a world where entitlement runs high. We have these children and we throw our life in. And you know what? Yes, we should. I know, right? We love our children. We protect our children. We nurture our children. But I think we lose ourselves in our children. And we forget that we're going to have a life one day. One day we will have a life. You young moms out there that are stuck with all those little kids, you will have a life one day, and it's going to come sooner than you think. Just at that point where you think it's never going to happen, you're going to wake up and feel like, oh my goodness, when did this happen? You're going to need a life one day, and you're going to wonder where the last 20 years went. And so I think it's always important to have goals and have dreams. And sometimes we have to put those on the back burner a little bit when our kids take our time, and they're busy with school, but I don't think we ever need to let them go. Yeah, it is scary to think of your kids gone, because where does that leave you? It's like, okay, great. I raised my kids. Now I die. Like, there's nothing better for me to do. Oh, no, that's not how we should be thinking. And number one, I think the biggest thing that we need to establish while we're raising our kids is to keep our relationship with our husband. Because so many times we are so busy raising our children that we do not connect with our husband. And we wake up and our kids are graduating, and they're off in the car to college, and then you're left with the stranger because you haven't connected with him for the last 20 years because you've been so busy carting Susie all over town, right? Exactly, right? And so there's nothing worse than having a midlife crisis and not relating to your husband. So I always think that the first thing of having a goal, first step in having a goal, all through your children's lives, is to always connect with your husband. Always have, I want to be a good help to them. Absolutely. Is to have a good relationship with your husband. You don't want to be dealing with empty nest and then dealing with trying to realize who you've been married to for the last 20 years. So always make sure that connection is there. And pursue your interests. Find out your passions. Betsy mentioned that she found her calling, and I believe I want to overstep boundaries and say that she found her calling in essential oils, right? Her business. I am scared of being alone with my husband. No, you should be excited. Girls, you should be excited. Do you know, I am so scared. When my kids grow, I'm sad because I miss their childhood. But you don't understand how I'm honey, do you realize when the kids are out, my kids are older kids, don't listen, girls. I'm when your kids, when the kids are out of the house, it's just us again. We can go on vacation. I would pay. Yes, I would pay. I can't wait. Oh my goodness. What am I going to talk about? Girl, get started now, Jess. If you don't know what to talk about with your husband, then you need to start dating your husband again. You worry about what happens when you enter the workforce again. What are your fears? I'm going on a canoe trip Friday with my husband. Can't not wait. I know. It's hard and life is busy. My man is a sexy hunk of man. I love it. Karen, right there. That's what we need to be thinking about our husbands. Yes, that's what we need to be thinking about our husbands, and I'm talking about normal relationships. I'm not talking about, abusive relationships or where there's drug abuse or this and that. I'm not talking about any of that. So you're late to the party. Are you?
Yes.
Okay, good. Oh, yeah. I'm afraid the workforce won't want me anymore. See? You're afraid of that. Why? Because you think you're old? Exactly. Date your husband. I cannot stress this enough, girls. If you want to work on not having a midlife crisis and not waking up one day realizing who the heck that I am, oh my goodness, date your husband. Get to know him. Get excited about that time because it's going to be great. It is. It's scary to enter the workforce. But you know what? Do it. You have a lot to offer. You are not washed up. You are too young, and don't let anybody tell you that. But it kills me when I see these women that are 35, that are 40, that are 45, lost, and not knowing what to do. And it kills me, and I want to tell them that you are so worth it. You have decades of wisdom underneath your belt that we as a younger generation need to hear. And yes, exactly. It's hard. Trust me, okay? It's hard. Babies are hard. Kids are hard. Love dating my husband. These comments are going so fast. I am so sorry. I cannot read them. And I'm like, yes, yes. Forget the workforce. Betsy and I both have our own businesses. She has a booming essential oil business, and she has rediscovered herself. She has rediscovered her health. She's rediscovered a passion. 5 years ago, I began selling travel in a way I never thought I would do it. When someone presented the offer to me, I thought they were crazy. Now I love it. 2 years ago, I opened up my own business. I found a part of me I never knew I had. I set goals for myself, and it is blown up. It has blown up. I now have 2 agents under me, and I have goals and I have aspirations, and I'm 39, and gosh darn it, I just started. I cannot wait to take this world by storm. And that's what you have to do. Take Betsy's advice. Take this world by storm. Start a business. Find your passion. And you know what? Find it with your husband. Find it with your husband. I found this passion with my husband. He loves Disney. He loves travel. He loves our business just as much as I do. And my goal is to build up a multi-million-dollar agency, not profit, but sales, to get in multi-million-dollar sales and bring his butt home to me so he can be with me every stinking day, right? So I just, you know what? I'm 39. I love it. I think 40 is the new 20. Ain't nobody gonna hold me down. Oh no. And that's what you need to do. I don't want you to wake up and say, I'm 40, I'm 50, and I'm useless. Girl, you just started. You have the knowledge of life in your head. You survived raising your children and can live to tell the tale. Find your passion. Get your goals, and don't let anybody tell you you cannot do it. Yes, 40 is the new 20. Take it from me. Take it from Betsy. Oh my goodness. Kristen, are you still in here? Where's Black Crash? Where is she? She's in here? Kristen, okay? Kristen has an amazing story, and she needs to tell it.
Yes, she's here.
You're here, Kristen? Good. You're a teen then. Kristen has an amazing story, and she's going to tell it. Her husband had a great job. Out of the blue, he started having, he had a brain tumor, he had surgery, he had seizures, and then he was fine. And his job was, look at this, his job resulted in driving. And then he got a seizure recently, or like a seizure. So he lost his job. He couldn't drive if he's having seizures. And here they were, you know, a mortgage, a family. She has 2 kids, and her husband is getting workers' comp, which, you know, doesn't pay diddly. So, and this was just the time when that 3D mascara started coming out, before anybody really talked about it. And she just loves makeup. She started selling makeup, and she started selling mascara. Let me tell you, this girl just won herself a cruise to Jamaica on it. This girl gets $500 cash bonuses every month from it. This girl pays her mortgage from it. She's got like 20 girls under her from it. But let me tell you something. She found a passion. She found a goal. And you love hearing Kristen's story? Oh, hey, Lisa. She hustles. That girl hustles. And every time I'd see her online on Facebook, I'd be like, yay. And I'd support her. She hustled. And that's the thing. You sit down and you cry on your pillow. That's great. Nothing's going to happen that way. But if you get up off your butt, hey, the world is your oyster. She hustled. She hustled. She hustled. She hustled. And you know what? She pays her mortgage with it. She's going to Jamaica on it, fully paid. She gets cash bonuses on it. She's got girls working under her. Amazing. She found a passion she didn't know she had. And it's been amazing. So girls, it's never too late to find your goals. I never want you to think that you are too old or you don't know I have nothing to offer. A hardworking woman, love it. Don't you just love it? It is great. I want you, goals take work. Great message. Yeah, they do. They take a lot of work. If you think that they're just going to be handed to you, I mean, no. Same with my business. And I posted a picture to my agents the other day about an iceberg. How you just see the tip of the iceberg. It's like this big coming out of the water, but underneath it, it's just massive. And, you know, and I'm like, no one sees the hard work. Nobody sees the tears. Nobody saw the years and years that I had struggled to build my business. You know, there's a saying, it takes 6 years to become an overnight success, okay? 6 years to become an overnight success. Nobody's an overnight success. It takes work and it takes hustle, but it takes drive and it takes motivation. And so that's what I want you to find your passion. I want you to find your goals. And right now, your goals may just be to raise your children, but that's fine. But that doesn't mean, just because you put your goals on the back burner, doesn't mean you have to turn that burner off, okay? And that's where we get into a rut. Don't ever turn that burner off. Keep it aflame. Just a little bit. Keep it aflame. Get to know your husband. Find your passions together and do it together. That's the one thing, you know, I'm finding. I talked to a friend and she's like, I got to find what I like. My husband doesn't like it. And I didn't really say anything. I was biting my tongue, but I wanted to tell her, no, don't find your passion outside of your husband. If you're struggling with your husband, find your passion with him. Go back to him, okay? And then you do it together, all right? Because the last thing you want is to create a whole life that doesn't include your husband. Because no matter what you're doing out there in the world, what's happening in your home is going to affect you and you're not going to be happy. So don't turn that burner off. Yes. Don't turn that burner off. It's okay to put it on the back burner. Young kids take time. Young kids take energy. There's a time and a place and a season, but never turn that burner off. And never get to the place where you wake up and you think that you are useless. And that pisses me off more than anything. Yes, your home is your first business and your marriage is your first business, because you know what? If your marriage goes down, everything goes down. So always make sure that you always connect with your husband. But that just gets me so angry when I hear women, and not angry at them, but I'm like, when did we get to this point? Well, you know what? Because I'm 39, you know, next year I'm going to be 40. So now, you know, the world isn't looking at me like, you know, I'm not a young chicken. I'm not a spring chicken anymore. I've got, you know, weight around the middle and I'm starting to sag. And I'm like, but you know what? I'm not going down without a fight. I just started my passions, and that's what you should do too. 40 in December, exactly. So there's a lot of women here that can speak, you know, probably tell this better than I can. Betsy, I would love for you maybe this week to encourage other moms. If you're not following Betsy, follow Betsy. She found her passion. Kristen, I'm going to get on Kristen and tell her story about her business. But there's a lot out there. Find what you're interested in and go after it. And I ain't scared. That's right. That's awesome. You are just beginning, and it breaks my heart that there's a whole generation of women out there sitting down feeling useless, feeling worthless, not knowing who they are, not knowing what they should do, thinking that they have no worth. And that's so not true. One of my agents that I hired just recently, she said, I need to find my passion. And I had talked to her several other times, and I had it on the back burner based on I'm very careful about who I hire. I don't just hire anybody. My business is my passion. I love it. I eat and breathe it. It's all I talk about. I may not be able to remember my name, but if it has anything to do with travel or Disney, I know about it. And she was telling me, I had it in the back of my head that she would make a good agent, but I didn't know how to approach her. I didn't know if she'd be interested. I don't just hire somebody because I meet them and I like them, you know. And she had approached me and she said, you know, I kind of feel like I'm lost. I have older kids, and then my younger daughter is, 17, and she's getting ready, and I kind of feel like I'm left here to do nothing. Like, what am I going to do with my life? But she didn't want to go out into the work, out in the working for somebody else. So I hired her, and she's doing great. And she found her passion. I know she loves helping people, but I told her it's going to be tough in the beginning. Being a travel agent working for sales is tough. It's not, money doesn't start rolling in for a while. You got to build up your clients. But she's doing it, and she's not giving up, and she's finding her passion. And that's what you have to do. You have to find your passion. Don't just settle on a mundane job. I'll have to keep you in mind about a Disney trip later. And absolutely, if you need a trip to Disney, just call me. That's what I love to do. That's what I do. But and I don't know what your passion looks like. Everyone's passion is different. So I don't know what yours is going to look like. Mine's going to be different than yours. Yours is going to be different than Betsy's. Betsy's is going to be different than Kristen's. It all depends on your season. But my thing is, tonight when you go to bed, I want you to think about it. If you have to start from, it's never too late to start, okay? No matter how old you are, no matter where, yes, I can. I do plan other things. I do all-inclusives and stuff like that. It's never too late. But I want you to think about your goal, and I want you to start making a plan, and I want you to start reconnecting with don't just hire just anybody. I know you in real life, Wendy. That's different. Right now, I'm actually not hiring. I get requests all the time, but I'm not hiring right now because I'm just focusing on the two, and I really want to give them a lot of my attention, and I have a lot going on right now. But think about it tonight. Think about it when you go to bed. What are your goals? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? When was the last time you and your husband had a conversation that didn't involve just, are you both living in the house, just passing, or are you doing life together? If you're not doing life together, change that. Make that number one. Before you have any goals for yourself, make that number one, okay? Is live life with your husband, and maybe together you can find your passion. Yes, exactly. And you said, Bridget, you said that your kids are still kind of young. So your passions and your goals might look a lot different for someone else that has older kids. So don't be roommates. Do whatever it takes to reconnect with your husband. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Because it doesn't matter what success you are out of the house. If your home is not together, it's not going to be fulfilling. I think I play it date night. I'll make sure hubby thanks Mommy Scopes for that. Yes. So make a plan tonight and make that number one on your list to just reconnect with your husband. Make sure that you have plans together, and get yourself in a place that when you think of the kids growing up, yeah, you're going to be sad. What mother isn't going to cry? I'm going to cry. By the end of raising all of my 7 kids, I just might be like, bye-bye. I might be crazy by then. It's sad, and I'm not talking, but there should be an excitement there that you get your husband back. You get to walk around the house in your underwear. You get to go on vacation, like all that stuff that you did when you were first married, you get to do again, but better. 20 years. We weren't friends until 2 years ago. See? Wendy. Okay, Wendy, you need to scope about that. Everybody follow Wendy because she's going to scope about that one day. You're pretty distant lately. And that's hard. It's an amazing new life. Yes. It happens, though. It happens. Life happens. Life gets in the way. And then you wake up one day and you're like, who is this man that I've been sleeping next to for the last 30 years? I did get to have a little conversation with my husband about homeschooling this evening. Absolutely, that's good. But you want to be excited about that. I love it. And I don't want my kids to grow, but I love the fact that like one day my kids are going to be old enough that my husband and I could go way more together. And I'm like, yes, I love it. It's great. And I kind of got off topic a little bit, but that was my thing with goals, is you need to create a goal. You need to create a life, have goals, and make your life a life that you don't need to take a vacation from. You've got one life to live. Pray about it. Read the Bible. Search the scripture. Find there is a life after children. Being a mommy has defined me in ways there is no words in the English language for it. It is a beautiful experience. But I was Amy before I was mom. And I'm going to be Amy again once they all leave. And that's important too. And then we'll be there and we'll be able to be awesome awesome grandmothers to our grandchildren. And so have some goals and don't ever think that it's too late. Don't turn that burner off on those dreams. I missed something. What happened? Sorry to hear, friend. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. Those. Beth Moore is amazing. She was just in my area not that long ago. I didn't even realize it. I'm like, everyone's at Beth Moore. Nobody told me she was coming to town. Ours are 14 and 17, not too much longer for freedom. Are you a dude? Oh, Christy Ann, I would love to hear your story. We've got plans for camp. Find your God potential. Absolutely. I didn't know either. Okay, I'm going to have to go back. My husband and I make camp. Yes. Yes. You know what we do? And it's something so simple. We haven't done it recently because life has been a little bit crazy. But for years, this is what we did. After dinner, we kicked everyone upstairs. We did. Before we had a 2-story house, we kicked them in the bedrooms to go play. And we sat and we finished our dinner. Okay, there it is, a dude. All right, this is Mommy Scopes, and we would appreciate it if we keep this a mommy-only place as we talk about mommy issues. I noticed that we had some guys in here, so I just wanted to put that disclaimer in there. Mommies, you have to have children, and most of us has uteruses. So if you don't have those two or one of those two, you're out of here. Otherwise, we're going to be talking about breast milk and all sorts of nasty stuff. I forgot what I was going to say. Let me check. He's still in there. Because that's just creepy. Sorry, I saw goals. Peace out. Yes. You don't want to hear about saving placentas and cord blood. Sorry about that. Okay. Sorry, guys. I just saw that and I just thought it was weird. I don't know. No one wants to hear. We don't want boys in here, right? I don't think he left yet, though. I don't think he left yet. I didn't see my number go down. I know, it's Mommy Scopes. We're talking about being women. I know. My son heard about the uteruses one day. Well, I said that this morning. I'm like, yeah, or I said it the other day. I'm like, well, you have to have a uterus. I was like, wait a minute. A lot of us don't have uteruses for different medical reasons. Because, we have children and then we have to get them taken out. Me and my husband are like roommates. Aww. You always feel like you're odd. Aww. Well, you know what? You can always change that. At any moment you can change that. But anyway, what I was saying is we used to kick the kids out and connect after dinner, and we would talk. Aw, thank you. But we would talk, and that's how we would connect after dinner, is we'd be like, no, you ate, you're fed, you're watered, go play. And we would sit at the table for about a half hour after dinner, and we would connect about the day, and we would just talk about all sorts of stuff. And I'd tell him about my friends and what they said, and he would tell me about work stuff, and I'd ask him about work and what happened and stuff like that. And that was a great way for us to connect. So find a way that you and your husband can connect daily. It's sad and frustrating for real. I'm gonna have to go. There are so many good comments. I apologize. I am so sorry that I did not I wasn't able to read all these comments and then talk at the same time. But I'm going to really go back and read the replays. But that was just something that was on my heart, that all from Pinterest. But I would love to hear your story this week. Your goals, if you have a situation that's, I know, right? They were flying by. Wendy, that's like amazing. That's like the best in the world. Simple walk and cucumbers. That's all you need, right? You don't need, it doesn't have to be $1 million date. It could be something so simple. It's all about the heart. It's all about connecting. Your kids attack. Oh, they're so excited. Daddy's home. Exactly. Good. I'm glad you gave 1,000,000 poo hearts tonight. Melody, I went to Walmart today and I looked at those planners. I saw your planner scope and I was like, hers is just so nice. And I might just buy a Walmart one because I'm like famous for doing it all but never following it. So I don't want to spend too much money, but yours looks really awesome. And your room that you were scoping in, I was like, I need her to show me the room. It looks so pretty and so like Pinteresty with the lights and the board and all that. So you love the Walmart ones for homeschool? Awesome. I wanted to tell you really quick, Cindy Fincher is doing a special scope tonight. She should be coming on any second. So don't feel, got to agree, an awesome scope, a lot to think about. You need to do a homeschool tour. I would love that. Feel free to just ditch me when Cindy comes on. She is actually scoping about raising teens with her teens, and her teens are coming on. So Cindy, I think _Fincher is her handle. And she'll be coming on in a little bit for those that follow. Women, I love the fact that I cannot even keep up with this conversation because you guys are all talking to each other. I want you guys to follow each other, make friendships. I know. I'm trying to read it. I can't even. It's just awesome. And I just love it. Connect with each other. Don't be afraid to tell your story. Look for her. Bye. Thank you so much for coming in. Make sure you join us on Mommy Scopes. And Mommy Scopes Confessions, weeknight at 10. I am going to put up the image tonight. You got booted. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to put up the image tonight because Wednesday night we're going to do the Mom Hop. And it's just going to be answering 6 questions. It's a great way to get you on scope for other moms to see you. A lot of times, 10 o'clock seems to be a good time for a lot of women. So it's a great time for us to really get to know all of us. What kind of planner is it, Amy? I don't know. Melody, what's the name of like just the Walmart brand ones? It was like $7.96 at Walmart. And there was a bunch of them, and I was just looking at them, and I was like, oh, I might get something like that. I need one for homeschooling too. Well, I'm going to put up the image. So you just start signing up underneath, and I'm going to have to figure out like maybe 5 minutes each. So maybe like 10 women, the first 10 women, and then whoever's next will go for next week and all that. And we'll try to rotate. This group is growing, so I'll probably have to reconsider how to deal with it all. But for now, I think that's what we'll do. Has Whitney English Day Designers. I'm going to have to look at Target too. But Tina, I haven't gotten that link yet, but I have to print that out too. But I'm a planner person, but I'm going to challenge myself this year. My goal this year is to actually stick to it, not just write in it, but stick to it. For my business, I have an online one. I do Less Annoying CRM, which is really good for my business. You have to go into your account section. Oh, so I have to go on yours. I have to go, okay, I thought it was emailed to me. Well, that makes perfect sense then, see? I'll do that later today. I'm going to get it actually printed. Maybe I'll send it to like the UPS store or something and have it printed out, and then I'll go have it, you could like bind them at Office Max. But I am going to go because I have cow costumes to do. I have a lot of cow costumes and a lot of cleaning. I still have dishes in the sink. If I don't get a phone reminder, it doesn't happen. I know. I have to remind myself to pick up my children at work, okay? Because that's how, yeah. Because that's how busy I get. Okay. Thank you so much, ladies. I cannot believe we had so many ladies in here that stayed around for a while. I appreciate it. If you can, this is going to be on YouTube sometime this week. I do have a Mommy Scopes YouTube channel. It is under construction because I have to get my act together. Thank you so much for being here. But go watch Christine's Scope. Cindy's coming out at 11. She's in Oregon, so that's Pacific Standard Time. It's only like 8 for her, but she's 11 Eastern Time. And I look forward to tomorrow. Okay, thank you. I will, Tina. Hang in there. Your man's coming home soon. Yes, I would love it if other moms came on and talked about it and told their story, because, you know, it's encouraging for me too, because, you know, I get discouraged just like anybody else. So I love seeing other stories and hearing other stories. Not soon enough. I hear ya. I hear you, girl. I know exactly what you're going through. Soon. But I hope everyone has a magical night. Signing out from my kitchen.